Hey there, everybody. It's me coming to you for a 120-second recap of this morning's Mindful Gardening Sangha. If you don't know, Mindful Gardening Sangha is a Sunday morning gathering online where we discuss and practice ways to nourish and nurture ourselves and plants and the garden. By the garden if you can, from home, and to be there and show up just to support each other and support ourselves and learn a few things about the best practices in gardening and meditate. And today's subject was equanimity and succulents. And on that, I chose the subject of equanimity for contemplation and meditation today, um, just because of the enormity of just pain and stress and suffering that is going on right now, in the world collectively and individually and amongst so many friends, and just really feeling that I saw a need to remind myself that I have to take breaks. I cannot carry anger and pain and frustration all day, every day. And a part of mindful living for me is, getting out and working in my garden and going on hiking trips and mindfully walking through the forest and indulging my senses and grounding my senses. Um, but it's also in contemplating things and recognizing, that, even though everything is really awful and terrible and I'm going to do my part, that I have to take a break, and that even when things seem their worst, that we are still able to be present, and we can be present every now and then, and intentionally just calm and balance. And we need to practice that, or I feel I need to practice it. I don't want to lecture anybody, and I don't want to judge anyone's coping skills, but I will say that, I really look towards succulent as an inspiration for dealing with stress and difficult times and extremes in living. And I didn't mention earlier how excellent they are at coping ahead. I mentioned that they do cope well and that they cope well with stress. But, I wanted to mention, their thick skin that protects them from pests, and it protects them from extremes in the environment, and it helps to hold in water reserves, which allow them to go through periods of drought and difficulty. And also that, our native succulents, mostly sedums, they can live in our clays and they can handle shade and sun to some extent. So yeah, those are some things I missed, and I just wanted to point that out. And I hope that more of you all come back and see us again next week. And we'll be talking about vegetables and vegetable gardening and some best practices and some pitfalls to avoid. Thanks.